Have you ever noticed that Germans and Austrians sometimes use completely different words for the same thing? Today we are talking about one small fruit that reveals a surprisingly deep cultural difference inside the German-speaking world. In Germany, people usually say Aprikose. In Austria, they often say Marille. Same fruit, completely different sound, completely different cultural feeling. And this is exactly where real language learning begins. Because language is never only vocabulary, it is identity, memory, region, belonging. The word Aprikose came into German through Latin and French and became the standard form used in Germany. But Marille followed another historical path through older Southern and Italian forms and remained deeply connected to Austria. Now here is the interesting part. If you say Marille in Berlin, people may immediately hear something Austrian, regional, or even poetic. But if you say Aprikose in Vienna, you may sound northern, distant, or simply not local.
And this is what many learners do not realize.
Native speakers do not only hear grammar mistakes, they hear social identity through vocabulary choices. One word can instantly change how people perceive you. This is why speaking a language naturally is much more than memorizing lists of words. You can know grammar perfectly and still sound foreign. But sometimes one regional word suddenly makes your speech feel warm, familiar, and authentic. This happens in many German-speaking regions. For example, in Austria, Marillenmarmelade. In Germany, Aprikosenmarmelade. Same object, different linguistic atmosphere. And honestly, this is one of the most fascinating things about language. Words carry culture inside them. They carry geography, history, emotions, and local identity. That is why real language learning should never be reduced to textbooks alone. To understand German deeply, you need to understand how people actually speak in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Because real communication is not only about correctness.
It is about recognition.
It is about how people feel when they hear you speak. The full breakdown and article are linked in the comments.